Hello, my lovable misfits. How y'all doing? We're talking politics in gaming and literature. Thought I was going to get on a soapbox and preach about liberalism or being conservative? I am talking about the prevalence of injecting modern-day politics in established game franchises and adaptations of classical literature and other media. I'll also rant a little about more modern works, but not too much, as I have already done that to some degree in my first video you can click in the top right-hand corner. Everything's political! Though this may be true for literature and comics, it's not the politics of our time that people keep insisting it is. There have been examples of political messages in comic books. The first run of X-Men was about civil rights. Stan Lee didn't have the X-Men carrying signs and protesting, he had them being productive members of society and protecting the populace. He wasn't constantly telling us through his characters that they could coexist with non-mutant people. He showed us how they were doing it. He told an overarching story with the elements of civil rights in it. He also had two sides to the civil rights fight, the peaceful one in Professor X and the more militant one in Magneto. Some would argue they mirrored MLK Jr. and Malcolm X, but I digress. This isn't a breakdown of the franchise. Moving on. The point I am trying to make is that the politics inherent in most established franchises, whether it's games, books, comics, and any other entertainment media, are woven into the lore and world building of the franchises. Yes, there was a power struggle in Lord of the Rings. Yes, everyone was after Frankenstein's monster because of the fear and climate of that time, and yes, The Witcher was looked at as an abomination in the eyes of many villagers due to religious beliefs. That doesn't mean we need to know about their pronouns, sexual orientation, or inject systemic racism into any of those stories when we adapt them. It doesn't mean we need to make the men incompetent and the women highly capable either. As a matter of fact, the women in established media were highly capable within their skill set, and the men were as well. And neither did one tear the other down to prop up themselves. That's not how you do it. Leia was highly capable in the original trilogy movies, with Luke fumbling his way through it, and Han being a capable smuggler and not a buffoon. We watched Marion as she became a capable counterpart to Indiana Jones, and never did Indiana put her down and make her feel small. It's called respect. Hell, Odd Thomas needs to borrow cars in the first book of his series, and the women don't put him down for not having a car. Leave the literature and original features in their own time and era. Don't update them. When you update a piece that was produced in a particular period or fictional world, it loses a lot in the translation or make no sense at all. You can't update everything to display the shit show that is today's ideologies and political leanings. It will become unwatchable, unreadable, or unplayable. What some of you need to do is learn the era in which these outdated pieces were created and respect the work that went into creating them in the first place. Learn the politics and culture of that era and you will understand the media you are butchering. You don't have to like them, just don't change them to make yourself feel better. Art in its many forms is there to comfort, inspire, and yes, in some cases, make you feel uncomfortable. If you're not ready to feel that last one, don't watch it. It's as simple as that. You cannot apply modern sensibilities to period pieces and expect them to measure up to your fragile and politically correct standards, and that's fine. Everything is not made to make everyone happy, and art in all its forms is subjective. Where one might find Gone with the Wind a riveting period piece of fiction about the Civil War, I find it a snooze fest and fall asleep when I'm asked to watch it with someone. Not everyone is LGBT. Not everyone who doesn't fit into gender roles is frickin' trans. Tomboys and femboys exist, and neither are trans. We are simply straight people who don't subscribe to or follow typical gender norms. We are comfortable in the skin we are in and the sex that we are. No, we do not take hormones. We have not been diagnosed with dysphoria. We are not trans. The characters in novels and shows that are femboys and tomboys are not trans either. Stop trying to make your headcanon actual canon, and, I will say this again, write your own shit.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop trying to depict females and males who are close as gay when they are just good friends. Unless it is stated, they are not gay. People can be close friends without being homosexual. We can break gender roles without being trans. I don't know what world some people are living in, but they have to stop taking the drug they're taking, touch grass, and come back to reality. I know reality sucks, but living in this fantasy world where everything is real world ideological and everyone you see on TV, movies, and reading materials are not LGBT. The quality of today's writing isn't even fit for toilet paper. It's centered around what the character is instead of who they are. The men are absolute clowns and are treated like second-class citizens who aren't even capable of doing anything without fucking it up, being berated or dismissed altogether. Do not get me started on the erasure of the femininity of female leads, supporting characters, and heroines, and how they use their feminine wilds to influence and change people's minds. Femme fatales exist, and they use everything they have to get what they're after, and if that means they have to seduce someone, they will do it. There is nothing wrong with using your sex as a weapon, having an hourglass figure, or just being blessed all around. It's like many of the people on social media are afraid of the female form having tits and ass and using said female's assets to get what they want. All females must be board-shaped, small-breasted, and have no ass. They have to look more manly and less feminine. And I, as a woman, have something to say. Thanks, fuckers. I hate it with a passion. Let's face it, there are 3 things that would make a female look masculine: male hormones, taking copious amounts of steroids, or living at the gym to become Miss Universe. Your identity politics are ruining the female form. Just quit fucking with established franchises and series. Stop with remaking shit. You're just fucking shit up.
I'd like to take this time to thank you, the viewer, and my supporters whose names are on the screen for watching this video. If you liked it, there's a like button down there, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notified every time there's an upload. There's also a video down below here in the bottom left hand corner as a suggestion, as well as a couple of places that you can click to subscribe. As I always say, behave, my lovable misfits, and if you can't behave, at least be good at it.